creates a very heightened sense of drama.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was good drama. It was very dramatic.
In that case, we can't win. If we don't warn the audience, we are accused of not warning the audience. If we do warn the audience and take really reasonable precautions, we are accused of heightening the stakes.
But Richard,
what do we do? Do we therefore never make a programme about anything that is disturbing or about evil?
But as drama producers, is it your job to warn the audience, or were you out to make a good drama?
We were out to make a good drama, but we were certainly aware of the dangers of the piece that we were making as we made it. And for that reason, and the piece took about 2 years in preparation, we discussed it at all levels throughout the BBC, and we made many alterations and many changes. We also planned the night of transmission very carefully. We worked with the people who handle all the normal telephone calls. I'm not talking about the telephone number that goes up on the screen. I'm just talking about people who might call into the BBC. We briefed the operators about exactly what to say if anybody was alarmed or upset, which was basically to assure them that it was a drama and urge them to switch the television set off.
But there were 20,000 people who rang in.
Yes, because the reaction to the programme was, and I must confess this to you, far greater than any of us imagined. It's absolutely correct. We never anticipated it on this particular scale. So yes, the telephones were not sufficiently manned.
So if crime at all there is, it's one of naivety, of underestimating the effect.
Underestimating, most certainly. I make no bones about that at all. We underestimated the effect.
I'm curious to know what your thesis was when you were thinking about putting the programme into operation, and also you say you consulted widely. Who did you consult? Because I'm certainly not an expert psychologist in this field, but I know a lot of people from the British Psychological Society who could have given you masses of research on this very topic and the probable effects of it, and I'm curious to know how wide this 2-year consultation was.
Who did you consult?
The screenwriter and I talked to each other about how to put the programme together, how to write the script, and once at various stages of that, we process it through the appropriate channels inside the BBC and talk to members who are members of the public who are particularly interested and knowledgeable about the supernatural to get their views on it. Not that we represent them in any way, I have to say that. I mean, that all the responsibility is ours.
Gentleman at the back there.
I thought it was a good spoof drama with some authentic points.
You liked it?
Liked is probably a stronger word. I saw through it. I did not see the titles.
Anybody else like it? Do you like it?
Yes, I did.
What did you think of it?
Well, I thought it was very realistic, and even though it was very scary to begin with, the more you watched it, the more you realised it couldn't have been real. The more you realised it was a spoof.
I mean, I think there's little doubt. Everyone's agreed it was a brilliant piece of television. I mean, Michael Parkinson, I think, was particularly convincing, wasn't it? Just one second. What about you, sir?
You wanted everyone to believe it was a live programme going out, especially with the number used for Crime Watch and the number used for other programmes such as Going Live. You wanted everyone to phone in. You wanted everyone to feel
Richard,
bad.
Let's put that to Richard Brooke. I mean, was that... it must have been discussed. I mean, presumably the drama department doesn't just put out drama without asking the higher levels of the BBC...
Not at all. It's completely impossible for that to happen. I mean, drama, I'm afraid, costs rather a lot of money. It also takes a very long time to prepare. And there isn't any way that Ruth or myself or any of our colleagues could slip a programme like this surreptitiously onto the airwaves and for it to burst on an unsuspecting BBC. We discussed this, we talked about it thoroughly, and as I said before, when I was talking about consultations, I was simply talking about consultations within the BBC.
To go back to Mr. Lenger's original point, Richard, I mean, however brilliantly executed it was, should the BBC have done it? Should the BBC, and it may be a slightly extreme, I mean, at its most extreme anyway, the point is, should it betray the trust that the nation has in it?
Well, I don't think it did betray the trust that the nation had in it for a single moment. But that is not to be smug and say that nothing went wrong. I think that most certainly we did underestimate the reaction, and we are trying to learn what lessons we can from this event. I believe...
Well, just one quick last point.
Yeah, you said about betraying the trust. You put up a phone number. 20,000 people phoned that number. I was one of the fortunate people to get through, and all it was said was, "I'm sorry, our lines are engaged at the moment. Please try later."
That's not true.
Yeah, but I got through to the number.
I'm terribly sorry.
I got through 811, 8181.
Right.
I
That
got
number
through to the
was
number.
staffed by
Yes.
5 operators.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I underestimated. Can I
excuse
please
me.
make my point?
No, please. It's got a bite back. I don't want to nibble.
let her finish
I
up
want
and
a
make the
bite.
point.
I underestimated how many people would ring in. As we were making the program, I realized how seriously the supernatural is taken by very many people. I also know from experience that if you flash a number up on television, if you even mention it in any fictional program, a lot of people try it. I never believed that people would be taken in. Therefore, we did take the precaution to have that number operational, and the calls were vetted by the Society for Psychical Research.
I'm afraid we've got to leave it there. I'm sorry about that. I just want to say one thing to Richard Brooke. Richard, would you do the same thing again?
Would make the same program again, but we would frame it almost certainly in a completely different way, and we would take the lessons that we've learnt on this occasion to heart, because we set it up possibly inadequately, and perhaps the criticism that was made about nothing happening at the end of the program, or not enough happening, I think maybe that is a perfectly valid one. But I believe it was a great drama, and I think that Michael Parkinson and Sarah Green did a sensational job in it. I'm very proud of it.
Thank you both very much. Richard and Ruth, thank you both very much indeed. Thank you.